The number 6 here, it's a power of a quotient. All it is just the same thing as the expanded power. Do you see the exponent of m here? It's given to both the x, which is on top of the fraction, and the y, which is on the bottom of the fraction. So you just have to give the exponent to every term in the fraction. That's what the power of a quotient basically says, right? So if we take a look at a, that 4 is going to be given to the top of x and be given to the bottom of that 2. So it's x to the 4, which is on top. Then you have 2 to the 4th power on bottom. Make sure you simplify. X to the 4th is on top. 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 2 is 4, 8, 16. That becomes 16. All right? Okay. B. Before I distribute this inside, I'm going to do what's on the inside. So I did 5 divided by 20. And then I have an x to the negative 1 on top. Okay? So first of all, I can do this. 5 over 20 is 1 over 4. Then, do you see how this was on top with a negative 1? It's going to come down. So it becomes x. This is what's inside the parentheses, and we raise it to the power of 4. Do you see once we simplify this, the numbers when we distribute that 4, it's going to be easier. So 4 to the first power, 4 to that 4, 4 to that x. So it's 1 to the 4, 4 to the 4, x to the 4. That's what it simplifies to. 1 to the 4th power is just 1. 4 to the 4th power, that is interesting. What is that one? You might have to use a calculator for that one. Okay, so 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64 times 4 is 256, and we have an x to the 4th. Okay, that's your final answer, right? C, same thing here. Before we distribute that 2 to everything, right, we should probably simplify what's inside here. So we have a negative 4 over 16 times x to the 10 over x to the negative 2 times y to the 7 over y to the 5 to the 2nd power. Right? So let's do this. Negative 4 over 16 is negative 1 over 4. X to the 10, x to the 2 becomes x to the 12 on top, because again, we bring this to the top because it's a negative exponent. Then you have y7 on top, y5 on the bottom, so that's a y2 on top. 7 minus 5, okay, to the 2nd power. So condense everything. This is negative x to the 12, y to the 2 over 4, okay? And this is all raised to the 2nd power. Now that 2 is going to be given to everything. 2 is going to be given to that negative 1, to that 12, to that 2, and then to that 4 on the bottom. Okay? So negative 1 squared becomes a positive 1. X becomes 12 times 2. That becomes 24. Y 2 times 2, that becomes a 4. Then we have 4 to the 2nd power, which is just 16. That's the final answer. Okay?